It all started with a slam. Not just any slam, the kind that echoes through your soul, the kind that says, "You're done here." I stood at the doorstep of my childhood home, the place where I'd once celebrated birthdays and cried over scraped knees, now reduced to a silent judge casting me out. My suitcase, a cheap, fraying thing I'd bought secondhand, rested by my feet like a loyal but powerless companion. You need to go figure your life out, my father had said, eyes cold, voice final. We've done all we can. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I didn't even pack much. Just some clothes, a toothbrush, and a copy of a book I hadn't finished yet. What could I say that would matter? I was 21, jobless, still recovering from a knee surgery that ruined my college athletic scholarship. And worst of all, directionless. I walked away from that house with nothing but a suitcase, a limp, and the haunting echo of the word failure looping in my head. The first nights were the hardest. I slept in a bus station for 2 days, tried calling friends, but they had moved on. Couch surfing was a fantasy. No one wants someone who's broke, bitter, and broken in their living room. So I walked, limped, really, from rejection to rejection. One morning, I passed a cafe with a handwritten sign, hiring dishwasher. No experience necessary. It might as well have said, "We accept the forgotten." I walked in. The manager, Elena, was a no-nonsense woman in her 40s who'd clearly seen too much. She didn't ask questions, just gave me an apron and pointed to the back. For 6 months, I scrubbed dishes until my hands cracked. The pay was miserable, the hours long, and the kitchen air heavy with grease and curses. But slowly, something shifted. I started listening to conversations in the kitchen, to business meetings held in the front of the cafe, to the way Elena ran her small empire with ruthless precision. I wasn't just scrubbing plates. I was absorbing knowledge, like an orphaned sponge soaking in survival skills. At night, I read business books I borrowed from the library. I learned about budgeting, supply chains, customer service. I watched YouTube videos about marketing and took free online courses about entrepreneurship on borrowed Wi-Fi. I stopped being angry. I started being hungry for more. And then came the idea. One night, Elena asked me to deliver an order to a local office. I walked in sweaty and tired, but the receptionist smiled when she saw the food. "Oh my God," she said. "Finally, someone does hot, healthy, on-time delivery." A light bulb clicked in my brain. What if I built something around that? What if, instead of surviving on the scraps of life, I created something people actually needed? I pitched the idea to Elena. She was skeptical, but intrigued. I asked if I could use the kitchen after hours to prepare small batches of healthy meals for local offices. She agreed, on one condition. If you fail, you do it on your own time. Oh, I didn't fail. So yes, I started small, 3 orders a week, then 10, then 20. I printed flyers, knocked on office doors, did every delivery myself on a rickety secondhand bike. The money was barely enough. But the hope? That was a feast. I called the business fuel box, just me, a few borrowed recipes, and a stubborn belief that I could still matter. 2 years passed. Fuelbox grew from a side hustle into a registered business. I partnered with a local gym, then with 2 co-working spaces. I hired 2 part-time workers, then 5. I learned about funding, branding, and taxes. I made mistakes, corrected them, and kept going. On my 25th birthday, I looked at my bank account. For the first time, it had 6 figures. I wasn't rich yet, but I wasn't broken either. I wasn't someone's failure anymore. Then, one rainy afternoon, I got a call. It was my father. His voice trembled. "We saw the article in the paper about Fuelbox, about you." Silence. Then, "Your mother and I, we're proud of you." My throat closed up. I didn't say anything for a moment, just listened to the rain tapping against my window. Then I whispered, "Thanks." But I didn't go back home. Not right away because I'd found something better than forgiveness. I'd found myself. I now own 3 commercial kitchens, employ 48 full time staff, and deliver over 15,000 meals every month to offices across the city. I don't tell this story to brag. I tell it because I know what it feels like to be discarded, to be told you're broken, useless, done. But you're not. Sometimes life throws you out so you can walk into something greater. Sometimes a suitcase and a limp are all you need to start over.